Hey, it's your pal Sully. I'm at Oracle Park, and I have a question. Would it have killed the Yankees to let Clarke Schmidt finish that game?
You are Locked On MLB, your daily MLB podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, baseball fans, and welcome to Locked On MLB, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. This is the daily podcast. We talk about all of Major League Baseball. I'm your host, Paul Francis Sullivan. Please call me Sully. For those of you who only listen on the audio feed, not watching me on YouTube, you may notice there's something going on in the background. Well, I am right now on location in Oracle Park in San Francisco. I'm watching the Red Sox and Giants play. Actually, I'm recording a podcast, but there's a delay going on right now. Hey, today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Follow us at Locked On MLB Pods on Twitter, or whatever they're calling it these days, and on Instagram. I'm your pal Sully, Sully Baseball Podcast on Instagram. And hey, if you want to leave us a message in any of those social media sites, what you need to do, as you hear the applause for the social media sites, leave that hashtag #EverydaySully. So yeah, I've decided to come up here. I'm in the Bay Area. I decided to come up to Oracle Park and check out the Red Sox-Giants game. Some of you know that this is kind of a weird situation for me, that these are two teams that I have a lot of emotional attachment to. I grew up in New England, a Red Sox fan in the suburbs of Boston, born in Connecticut and raised in the suburbs of Boston. And in the mid-1980s, when I was in high school, my family moved to the San Francisco Bay Area. Now, my father, who grew up in Connecticut, was a rabid New York Giant fan. Willie Mays, Monty Irvin, Leo DeRocher, Hoyt Wilhelm, and all of them. And when I was growing up in Massachusetts, another good thing happened. My dad followed the Red Sox along with me, but we moved out here to California. My father's allegiance immediately went to the San Francisco Giants. There was no doubt about it. He put on his Giants hat. Our first year here, the Giants were very good. In 1987, they made it to the playoffs. They won the pennant. In 89, that was the famous Earthquake series. And they became my National League team. I never had a National League team, and they became my National League team. And I always wanted to see the Red Sox and the Giants play each other in the World Series while my dad was still alive. And especially after the Red Sox won multiple World Series in the 2000s and the Giants won multiple World Series in the 2010s, I thought it would be great if my team, the Red Sox, and my dad's team, the Giants, would face off without any sort of sympathy of, oh, but I've always wanted to see my team win. Oh, I want to see my team win. The gloves would have been off, would have absolutely been off. And there were some years where both the Red Sox and Giants made the postseason, 03 and 2016. They did not meet in the World Series either one of those years. And they were in the playoffs the year after my dad died, and I thought, wouldn't that be something? But it didn't work out. Now, I have to point something out here. I know I'm the host of a show which is essentially all of Major League Baseball. And I'm supposed to be, I guess some people think I should be impartial. I'm not impartial. I have teams I root for. I have teams that I don't root for. But I'm always going to be objective. If the Red Sox do something stupid, like, I don't know, trade Rafael Devers, I'll point that out. If the Yankees do something smart, I'll point that out as well. And so I do have favorites. I try to make this show more about, I don't know, the ins and outs of the game rather than my fandom. But it's always strange that when the Red Sox play the Giants, there should be a little bit of conflict, because I find myself pulling for the Giants a lot, especially in memory of my father. However, the gloves are totally off here. I'm rooting for Boston to win this game. They won on Friday. They're currently losing 3-0 in the 8th inning. Hey, look at Rafael Devers is up right now. This is so strange in a way that as a lifelong Red Sox fan, I'm rooting against a team that has Rafael Devers and a guy named Yastrzemski. By the way, Carl Yastrzemski was my grandmother's favorite player, and I think it's because he was a nice Catholic boy, and also because basically he saved the Red Sox. But it's interesting how your loyalties to one team or another, who you're going to root for, is completely based upon who they're currently playing at that time. If the Giants played anyone else, I'm going to root for the Giants. And if the World Series had been Red Sox-Giants during my dad's lifetime, gloves would have been off and I would have been absolutely brutal. Wouldn't that have been something? But here we go. The Red Sox are a playoff team right now, as are the Giants. Do I think that they're both going to hang on to it? Well, it's strange because when the Red Sox made the trade dumping Rafael Devers to the San Francisco Giants here, it really felt like a wave the white flag type of move. However, the Red Sox just keep winning, and the Red Sox haven't lost their playoff spot. And I don't know what to make of this. I really don't. Now, the thing that's helping them, today notwithstanding, is they're getting decent pitching. Actually, the pitching's been okay after the first couple innings. And they're playing in the American League where there is no super team. Now, the Red Sox aren't going to make a big free agent splash during the regular season. But it would behoove them to get a little more depth in the bullpen and maybe one more veteran bat. Do you know who would be a perfect fit for the Red Sox? He's right here playing for the Giants. Rafi Devers. No. Actually, Mookie Betts would be a really great pickup right now. But where could they get players like him? Well, when we come back, we're going to talk no longer about the two teams I followed the most, the team I always find myself rooting against. I'm at the ballpark. They have the hot dog vendors and the beer vendors. I wish they had a wonderful pistachios vendors because that is the best snack to get. If you're looking for a high protein snack, guess what? Wonderful Pistachios, one for you. Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fat to help you feel fuller longer. I love the no-shell variety. That's what I like. It's lightly salted and roasted. I don't want it in the shell, but some of you want it there. And they got the 9 essential amino acids, all 9 of them. And oh my God, it's such an easy snack to have. Whether you're on the run, whether you're teaching classes, you're trying to get to the ballpark. So get crackin', get snackin' with a snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. Hey, pistachio guy. All right, well, the ball game is over. The Red Sox rally came up just 1 run short. They had a steal situation that turned into an error, made it 3-2, but they couldn't get the tying run in. And cue Tony Bennett, as he apparently left his heart in San Francisco. That apparently was cause of death. A game took place earlier today at Yankee Stadium, and Clarke Schmidt pitched for the Yankees. And he struck out a bunch of batters and had a 9-0 lead after 7 innings, which was pretty much exactly what the doctor ordered for the New York Yankees, who have just losing and just not being able to put anything together. Having a 9-0 game was, I think, I'm not going to speak for Stacey Gotsulias and everyone over there at Locked On Yankees, but I'm guessing that's just what the doctor ordered. If only that doctor was able to put Tony Bennett's heart back in. That evidently he left it somewhere over there. But there's a question I have to ask about that game. The question I have to ask is this. Clarke Schmidt allowed 0 hits after 7 innings. He was throwing what we call in the industry a no-hitter. And they removed him. And they put in someone named Brubaker, who was last known as a Robert Redford film from the 1970s. Now, I texted Stacey Gotsulias on way over to the ballpark here, and I asked, why did they lift Clarke Schmidt? And she said, because he threw 100 pitches. Okay, yeah, you throw 100 pitches and immediately you turn into a pumpkin. 100 pitches with a 9-0 lead. And the Yankees, there have been, for the last couple of weeks, all the press and all the mojo around the Yankees has been so negative, has been so awful that there have been Yankee fans wondering if this is even a playoff team. And they went off and they had the blowout victory, the 9-0 blowout victory. But you had a chance for a no-hitter. How do I know? It was a no-hitter going into the 8th. And someone named Brubaker, who for all I know was the 15th caller on WFAN, came in and let up a hit, and the final score was 9-0. In the end, it didn't matter in terms of the win-loss. It didn't even matter in terms of the run differential. But you had a chance to have the Clarke Schmidt game. And wouldn't that have done, I don't know, a little something for the morale of the Yankee Stadium, for the Yankees, for the team, for the fan base, for the media, that amidst all this awfulness that's been going on, the losing streak, being swept by the Red Sox, losing all these series, even losing the game yesterday, to then have Clarke Schmidt etch his name into the Yankee record book, to have something that would be included in the latest episode of Yankeeography or whatever they're going to do over on the Yes Network. I mean, look, I understand it's a one regular season game, and at the end, it doesn't matter that much, but wouldn't that have done something for the morale and for the overall feel of the Yankees to come out and say, like, hey, they were losing, and suddenly there was the Clarke Schmidt game. I mean, it could have been the defining moment of Clarke Schmidt's career for all we know, but it also could have been that great moment for the team. Right now, a 9-0 win was great, terrific, and we'll probably have forgotten this game in 3 days instead of having the Clarke Schmidt game. You know, when they show clips of the Jim Abbott no-hitter, they show clips of the Dwight Gooden no-hitter, they show clips of the Corey Kluber no-hitter. I mean, is his arm that fragile? And I'm also going to go out on a limb here. If it's 9-0, at least have him go out there and take a shot, because that's not really pressure-packed innings. If you're up 9-bagel, you're not facing a pressure situation. And so, yeah, obviously there's the pressure if you want to complete the no-hitter, but if apparently it doesn't mean that much to the Yankees that they're willing to lift him in the middle of it. Look, this isn't a pitcher who's coming, you know, this isn't like a pitcher who's just got up from the minor leagues, or I don't know, I just don't understand it. It was a relatively low pressure attempt to throw a no-hitter. And if you let up a leadoff hit, take him out. But if he, you know, just say you throw it nice and easy, you're up 9 runs. The worst case scenario is you let up a home run, and it's 9-1. And the best case scenario is he throws 2 relatively low pressure innings. Not every pitch is created equal. Not every pitch is the same amount of stress on the arm. And not every pitch is the same pressure-packed situation. If you're up 9-0, you can lob it down the middle of the plate and hope they pop it up, hope they ground it out. Hey, I'm talking about the Yankees. I want your take on this. What's your name? Travis. Thank you, Yankee fan, for jumping in the middle of this.
Yeah.
Clarke Schmidt was throwing a no-hitter today.
Okay.
7 innings.
Yeah.
They lifted him. I'm saying the Yankees have had such bad mojo recently that this could have been the Clarke Schmidt game. This could have been the thing. Yes, a 9-0 win is fine.
Yes, of course.
But to have that Yankeeography moment, to have that, like, wouldn't that be the thing to sort of turn around psychologically the bad mojo on the team?
I agree. But we also have to protect our pitcher, though.
But it's okay.
But we don't have that many
it's
pitchers,
a 9-0 game. It's not like those are going to be super pressure packed. Have him come out and try. If he lets him hit, you lift him.
That's true, but we got to protect our arms, though, because we don't have that many pitchers.
What's your name, buddy?
Travis.
This is Travis.
Hello, everyone.
The guest here on Locked On MLB. That's the podcast, Locked On MLB.
Okay.
All right, so that we got a second opinion, okay? I think, and I'm a classic Yankee hater, but I think the Yankees could have had that great turnaround moment when the Red Sox were in a terrible spot in 2007, when they lost a bunch of games. The Yankees crept within a game and a half. Then Clay Buchholz threw a no-hitter, and after that, there's like everything was euphoria, everything was Mardi Gras.
Yes,
This could have been the Mardi Gras moment. I don't know. I could be wrong. I've been wrong. My viewers know I've been wrong before.
Okay.
And this is, by the way, proof, because I'm not unbiased, but I'm objective. I'm praising the Yankees. They won 9-0.
Yes.
But they needed that kind of win.
After coming off, we had shutout to shutout to shutout.
Yeah,
we needed that. We needed this.
Yes, but I think even more psychologically, to have the Clarke Schmidt game would have wiped off a lot of that bad mojo.
It would have. I completely agree.
Okay.
But I think where our pitchers are right now, we need to go into the end. We need to have good pitchers.
All right.
We need to protect them.
Okay.
Because Garrett Cole's not coming back.
I know. I've been following. I follow the game. I get it. I know, and I think Garrett Cole is probably the single biggest loss because
100%.
he is one of the few aces we have left in the game.
Yes.
But all right, that's just my take. Travis here, who wears a Yankee hat to
At Giant Stadium against the Red Sox.
No, the Giant Stadium's in New Jersey. This is Oracle Park.
Okay, yes.
And I should talk. I'm wearing a Washington Senators shirt. But all right, Travis has jumped in the middle of this podcast. He thought he was going to be a jackass, but no, he is giving us wisdom.
Yes. Yeah.
And where are you from?
I'm from Sacramento.
So clearly the A's have caught on big in Sacramento. At least you got the green hat. That's Travis. Travis is telling us how it is.
Yes.
Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you want to go to the ballpark like I'm doing right now, or you want to watch golf or soccer, FanDuel is the best way to make every game more exciting. You're already following the action. Let's make it a little more thrilling. With FanDuel, you can get on the game while your friends are getting sunburned at the beach. Like I like to do it for my favorite matchups. I'm going to have Ceddanne Rafaela getting a double here today at Oracle Park. I bet I'm going to win. It's easy to use, fast to pay out, and makes regular season games feel like must-watch events. Now, if you're new to FanDuel, new customers can bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today and visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to get started. Some people would tell Travis to go F himself, and I realized I could have a halfway decent guest on my podcast. Well, the stadium's thinning out now, and well, here's the deal. I didn't bring this up with Travis, but the fact that the Yankees won 9-0, I've said this before and I'll say it again, that's the type of game where a team might as well have just stayed in the hotel. If a team forfeits a game, like for whatever reason, if it's a forfeit, the game that is officially listed as a 9-0 score. So if the Orioles just stayed in the hotel or went to go see Mission Impossible and didn't show up at the ballpark, the same result would have happened. By the way, there was another 9-0 game today. There was more than one 9-0 game that the Milwaukee Brewers beat the Minnesota Twins 9-0. So the Brewers, who climbed back into the playoff chase the other day with the great, almost no-hitter performance, are keeping pace by absolutely, once again, clobbering the Minnesota Twins. And also, remember, the Cardinals had a dramatic come-from-behind victory against Cincinnati. So the two of them remain in a playoff spot, while the San Diego Padres, who haven't played yet, we don't even know what they're going to do, are once again out of a playoff spot for yet another day. One of the teams that basically I thought had a shot to win the National League pennant is looking to be out of the playoffs in June. Now, of course, there's still more than half the season to play, and the Padres have a ton of talent, but I digress. Well, the game's over, and, well, look, I don't know if my dad can watch this game where he is. If there's a heaven and my dad's not in it, then they should just shut down the dump. But, Dad, my team won on Friday. Your team won today. tomorrow's the rubber match. And our loyalties and everything like that, do you know what? It's all cyclical. I will root for the Giants left and right, except today where I was cheering like mad for them to lose. Isn't baseball strange? Well, I want to thank Travis, who has appeared on the podcast by jumping in. And you're more than welcome to do that. If you see me recording a podcast, jump right in, unless I'm doing it at home. If I'm at my home studio, and I want to make this absolutely clear, if I am in my home studio and you jump in behind me, I'm not going to be as cool about it. Okay? I want to just dispel that. But if you see me at a ballpark, or you see me doing something else, and say, hey, that's Sully, chances are I'll let you show up. Thanks for making Locked On MLB your first listen. For your second listen, have it be Locked On Game Day right here at the Locked On MLB feed on the YouTube, where you get local analysis on a national scale. Keep it right here on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast. Talking about the Giants, the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Brewers, and my new co-host Travis. This has been Locked On MLB. I'm your host, Paul Francis Sullivan. Please call me Sully.